complete game in just his 4th career start. Today, Dallas Keuchel gets the nod. He tries to build on being named AL Pitcher of the Month for May. Astros go for the sweep next on Root Sports.
From Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Root Sports brings you Houston Astros baseball. Today it's the homestand finale. The Astros take on the Baltimore Orioles. Good afternoon, everybody, for day baseball with the roof closed and the air conditioning pumping. Bill Brown, Alan Ashby, Julia Morales with you today. We'll get to Julia in just a moment. She'll talk home runs. But let's talk pitching with Dallas Keuchel going to the mound today.
I guess that's a pretty good place to start talking pitching. Dallas Keuchel, now the American League Pitcher of the Month for the 2nd straight month. And at home this season, he has been really dynamic. In 6 starts, 5-0. Look at that ERA just above the 1 mark. The opponent's batting average against ridiculous numbers. And Dallas just keeps doing it. Consistent work. His last time out, by the way, 11 strikeouts, a career high for Dallas. That came against the White Sox. So he's just rolling, and he has gained a lot of attention nationally now as he's picked up those 2 Pitcher of the Month awards. 1/3 of the season in the books, and Dallas has been the man on the hill in the American League.
And the Astros have the best record in the American League. They are going for a sweep of this 4-game series with Baltimore. Julia has more on the power aspect with Chris Carter, who went deep twice last night. Stay with us. She's up next.
the Astros and Orioles in the final game of this 4-game set. Astros looking for their third 4-game sweep, this time over the Baltimore Orioles. The bats are alive and well for this Astros club, hitting 3 home runs in last night's win. They are tied for the lead in the majors with home runs, and they could really run away with that if Chris Carter continues to do what he's been doing. Last night, he added 2 homers to his total, now up to 10. The first one coming in the second inning with 2 outs. Carter with a nice at-bat. He worked the count full and then going deep to give the Astros a 2-1 lead. Later, in the 5th, though, he crushed a ball to center field to give the Astros a 2-1 lead. Here's A.J. Hinch with reaction in our Geico quote of the day.
For any given game, he can impact the game, and he did. You know, the second pitch, I thought, you know, really showed some maturity in the at-bat. He didn't try to do too much. He doesn't have to generate a ton for the ball to go a long way, and we can see some majestic hits, especially with the roof open. Everything looks like it's going up on those tracks, but that's pretty far into left center by a big, strong man. So I think that that's exactly what you vision him impacting games.
441 feet on that second home run for Carter, now up to 10. He's riding an 11-game hit streak, his career long being 12 games, so he looks to do that again today, hitting .389 over that streak as well, just feeling much more confident, much more comfortable at the plate. His teammates loving what they see, and what they're seeing, especially after last year. This is about the time when he got it going, finished the year with 37 home runs. What will he do this year? It'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun to watch this guy, too, the lefty Dallas Keuchel on the mound. The Astros going for the 4-game sweep. Brownie and Ash will get you set for first pitch next.
Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Fans are coming into Minute Maid Park for the finale of this homestand. It's been a good one. The Astros have won 4 and lost 2. They're up to 34-20, their best ever start for 54 games. The Orioles are 23-29. They're trying to shake off a 5-game losing streak. All kinds of good news around Minute Maid Park today, including the naming of A.J. Hinch to the American League coaching staff for the All-Star game. Quite an honor for A.J. He got the call from American League skipper Ned Yost. His first experience as an All-Star coach will be coming up in the July game in Cincinnati. Dallas Keuchel takes the mound, and he has the best winning percentage in the American League of .875 with a 7-1 record and the second best ERA in the league. Ash will go into that a little bit more in detail as we get going here in the top of the first. But first of all, the Buck Showalter starting lineup will be coming your way. And for the Birds, who are 10th in the American League in runs scored, 11th in total bases, it's a banged up crew. They've been missing J.J. Hardy this entire series. So here's a look at what he's assembled for this game today. The leadoff man is the third baseman, Manny Machado. It's Delman Young in right field, Adam Jones in center, Chris Davis, the DH, is the cleanup man. Former Astros Steve Pearce plays first base with Travis Snyder in left field. Caleb Joseph is the catcher. Ryan Flaherty at second base. Everth Cabrera, the shortstop.
And Dallas Keuchel on the hill, as he's now racked up 2 consecutive Pitcher of the Month awards in the American League. 11 starts on the year. You see the record: 7-1, 176. That great ERA, a whip under the 1 mark. Opposition batting against him well below the 200 mark. He leads the major leagues in ground ball percentage most of the time, third best in the major leagues right now. But Dallas Keuchel has been so dominant over the course of the year. Defensively, behind Dallas in the outfield left to right, Jonathan Villar gets his first start of the year in left field. Jake Marisnick and George Springer fill it out. On the infield left side, Luis Valbuena and Marwin Gonzalez, Jose Altuve and Carter on the right, and Hank Conger is behind the plate.
Keuchel is 1-2 in his career against Baltimore with a 3.60 ERA. He lost to them 2 starts ago in Baltimore, despite a complete game effort, 4-3. Manny Machado gets it going. First pitch is ball 1 to Machado. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, is the home plate umpire. Machado begins the day at .264. He is 2 for 12 in this series. He takes that one as well, and the count runs to 2-0.
Oh dear, I'll bet you Dallas Keuchel right now is asking, what do I have to do? I think those 2 pitches were right where Dallas wanted them.
Machado looks at it, and it's a strike, 2-1.
And unfortunately, when you can't get the other calls, and they were out of the strike zone, so some good calls, you wind up coming right back to the heart of the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Machado goes for it. Machado's hit .174 against Astros pitching this season. The Astros are 4-2 against Baltimore. It's the first time they've won a series against the Birds since '03. They had lost 7 straight series to Baltimore. 3-2 now. It's a 4-game set, as Julia mentioned. The Astros have 2 4-game series sweeps this year against Seattle and Toronto. Trying to put this one in that category. Bouncer left side, and diving Marwin Gonzalez. He gets up, throws to Chris Carter, not in time. It's an infield hit for Machado, despite a great effort by Gonzalez.
Well, Marwin's been making some gems lately up the middle recently, this time to his right. And that's always the tough one, as he eventually lays out to be able to come up with it. And at that point, with Manny Machado going down the line, very unlikely you'd have a shot. That's a whale of an effort.
Machado's aboard. He has 7 steals in 8 tries. The batter is Delman Young. Young is taking all the way. He looks at strike 1 with a .308 batting average. 2 homers, 14 runs batted in for Young. Young is hitting .389 against Astros pitching. He fouls it back, 0-2. Young in this series has 4 hits and 11 at bats with an RBI. Dallas Keuchel rubs up the baseball. The Astros got a great pitching effort last night from 21-year-old Lance McCullers. Complete game, 4-hitter, a 3-1 win. Foul ball keeps the count at 0-2, and Keuchel, his last time out with the 4-hit shutout of the White Sox, a 3-0 win. Had the same numbers in terms of walks, none, and strikeouts, 11, that McCullers had in his complete game last night. He expanded and struck out. Young reached for one, and it's out number 1.
Keuchel goes to that changeup. He has used that pitch so effectively. And on occasions, he'll get the strikeout with it. But you see that pitch coming off those last fingers of the left hand. It just rolls, turns down and away from the right-hand hitter. Has hitters out in front so much.
Adam Jones follows. And the elite center fielder with the .297 batting average with 6 homers, 26 runs batted in, has hit .190 against Houston pitching this year. Jones is 2 for 11 in this series. He's been playing with a left ankle sprain. That's strike 1 to him. The Astros leave for Toronto after the game today. And they'll move on into Chicago to play the White Sox on a week-long road trip. They'll be back here against Seattle and Colorado. Outside, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Astros lead grew to 6 games last night when they won, and the Angels, with a late game out west, lost in extra innings to Tampa Bay. So their winning percentage of .630 remains the best in the American League. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Adam Jones. Tomorrow in the first game of the road trip, it's Roberto Hernandez against Aaron Sanchez. Airtime 5:30 for the pregame show. Ground ball goes foul. 2-2 the count. The Astros continue to play an Eastern Division opponent when they move into Toronto. Well, they swept the Blue Jays here in a 4-game series. They're now 8-2 against the clubs in the AL East. Jones 1 for 9 against Keuchel. He swings at one down and in and strikes out. 2 outs.
Adam Jones had moments last night against Lance McCullers where it looked like he just had no chance, and yet came up with a couple of hits against McCullers. But this off-speed pitch down in the dirt induces that little half swing. Dallas Keuchel can do this with the best of them.
Pitcher's got to feel great about a swing like that against him. Now it's Chris Davis batting. He moves back from ball 1. A lot of pitchers want to try to back him off the plate a little bit. Davis with 12 homers, 31 runs batted in, carries a .218 batting average. He is 1 for 11 in this series with an RBI. Infield plays him to pull. 1 ball, 1 strike to Davis.
I don't generally think of Dallas Keuchel as the left-handed pitcher that dominates left-hand hitters, and yet he is doing just that this year. 123, I believe, that batting average against.
Yeah, that's it. No homers, 2 left-handed hitters. 1-2 the count. Well, his numbers, and you mentioned some of them, are glittering. There's the breakdown on lefties and righties. Overall, a 183 batting average against him, the lowest in the American League. Well, even though the backside of Davis was bailing, he reached out and tapped that one foul. And it's still 1-2. That's another good sign for a pitcher when you can see a hitter in that kind of a position when he swings the bat.
Immediate feedback here in the first inning for Dallas Keuchel, as if he needs more positive things coming his way. But yeah, he's getting some very poor swings.
Runner takes off early, and the pitch is down and in without a throw. No chance to get Machado. And it's 2-2. He picked a good spot.
Well, that's just guessing all the way. Dallas doesn't allow many steals. In fact, he doesn't allow many chances against him.
It's only the second steal, second chance this year. He allowed only 1 stolen base all of last season, but Machado picked a good time when he was concentrating on a 1-2 pitch on the hitter. So that's steal number 8 for Machado in 9 tries. The Orioles are next to last in stolen bases. That's their 19th. Davis looks at it, and it's a full count now with Pierce on deck.
Not a typical Dallas Keuchel inning. 22 pitches already.
Chris Davis was born in Longview, Texas, went to the University of Texas. He loops a line drive, and that'll score a run. Springer up, firing back in toward the plate. It's cut off, 1-0 Baltimore on a Davis run-producing single. The steal from Machado is meaningful, and the Orioles hit the board first. That's the 32nd run batted in for Davis.
Well, you said it. That stolen base very big in the inning. There's that slider, and not a bad location, but Davis, who just started to be able to get a piece in that at bat on that tough pitch, able to get enough of the wood to it.
Now Steve Pearce, the first baseman today. Pearce at 183 has gone deep 6 times while driving in 19, taking strike 1. The Orioles scored 1 run last night on 4 hits. They came into this game hitting .212 as a team against the Astros for 6 games. On the 25th pitch of the inning, it's a ball, and it's 1-1 for Keuchel. Rested and ready bullpen backs him up for this game. But Keuchel's had back-to-back complete game efforts, 2 balls and a strike. Sometimes a pitcher finds a little bit of a downturn after that type of situation. In for a strike, and it's 2-2. Dallas thought that the reason for some of his strikeouts last time, when he had 11 punch-outs against the White Sox, was that he was using his 4-seam fastball effectively. He gets strike 3, strikes out the side, but the Orioles get a run on 2 hits and leave a man. Baltimore 1, Houston coming up against Wei-Yin Chen. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The leadoff man and right fielder is George Springer. He's followed by Jose Altuve at second base. Evan Gattis, the DH, batting third today. The cleanup man is first sacker Chris Carter, with Luis Valbuena at third, Jonathan Villar in left field. His first start in left field. Hank Conger, the catcher. Marwin Gonzalez at shortstop. Jake Marisnick, the center fielder.
And it's the left-hander veteran Wei-Yin Chen on the mound. Struggling with a 1-4 mark for the Orioles, and yet he's pitched well. 3.21 the ERA. Some of those numbers would also indicate that hitters have had a very tough time against this left-hander.
He's 29 years old, from Taiwan.
Runners in scoring position. The hitters have been very ineffective at 128.
George Springer looks at that one, and the count runs to 1-1. George is on a 4-game hitting streak, 231, 8 homers. 19 runs batted in for George. He's hit .400 against Baltimore pitching. Foul tip makes it a 1-2 count now. Chen is looking for his first decision against the Astros. He faced Dallas Keuchel and got a no decision in Baltimore. 2 starts ago, giving up 11 hits and 3 runs in 5 innings. Upstairs, Springer works the count to 2-2, and when George has been the leadoff man, he's had a good on-base average, and nice things have been happening for the Astros offensively with him in the top spot this season. That's in the air and goes back out of play. He has a .409 on base average when he's the leadoff man, and he's hitting .316, 12 for 38 with 6 walks. This is his 11th straight game leading off now, and he had never led off in the majors prior to this last stretch of games. That's a strikeout looking, and Chen opens with a K.
93 on that heater. So Chen is not the typical kind of soft tossing left-hander out there as a starter, and he spotted that one perfectly. Defensively for the Baltimore Orioles in the outfield left to right, it's Travis Snyder, Adam Jones, and Delman Young. On the infield left side, Manny Machado and Everett Cabrera. On the right, it's Ryan Flaherty and Steve Pearce. Caleb Joseph once again behind the plate.
Jose Altuve is 3 for 10 with an RBI in this series. As he steps up, he's hitting .296 for the season. Showing butt and taking strike one. Altuve falls behind in the count. Jose has 64 hits. That's tied for 5th in the American League, and very good numbers, 6 for 13 against Chen. Evan Gattis is on deck. Altuve fouls it away. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, we look at those numbers, and as you told us, Ash, Chen has pitched well with a 3.21 ERA for 10 starts, but has not had much run support, and he has been rewarded with only 1 win.
It's tough being that guy in the rotation that does pitch well but doesn't get run support.
Out into shallow center field. Here's Jones coming in. 2 outs. And Evan Gattis will follow. Gattis has been bashing the ball for more than a month now. He is 7th in the league in runs batted in. He's in the top 10 in homers. 12 long balls. He's driven in 36 with a .233 average. In his last 36 games, he leads the majors in runs batted in with 35. Fouls that one back. There's strike one to Evan. In this series, he's 3 for 11 with a homer, and he's driven in 4. Evans had a big homestand, .333 average, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. Carter's on deck. That's in for strike 2.
Working that inside corner. Pitch that might have found a seam hitting a portion of that corner.
Gattis is down on strikes. That's a 1-2-3 first for Chen and a 1-0 Baltimore lead.
a gem. He got his second major league win with a complete game of just his fourth start. Struck out 11 Orioles batters, walked none. He said he felt the crowd behind him as he began that ninth inning. First pitch strikes were big for this guy. And Jason Castro, talking about his pitcher who was on the other end of that, said that his composure, his confidence at just 21 years old is what makes him so good out there on the mound. Very impressed with what McCullers can do. And A.J. Hinch, of course, had that quick conversation with him with 2 outs. Adam Jones, of course, on first. Chris Davis at the plate. And Lance just looked at him and said, "I'm good to go." Hinch, let him have it. Guys.
That was his first complete game since high school. There's strike one to Travis Snyder. 264 for Snyder. 1 homer, 10 runs batted in.
I was kind of under the impression that McCullers let the Orioles have it.
He sure did. No balls, 2 strikes to Snyder, playing left field today.
I would also say that when you have confidence and add it to great stuff, then you really have something.
McCullers is the 4th youngest pitcher in the last 50 years with more than 10 strikeouts and no walks in a complete game. Struck him out looking. That's 4 for Keuchel.
Dallas Keuchel loves to spot it, and he tries to find the outside corner here, right where his catcher had set up.
Caleb Joseph has done a fine job filling in at catcher for the injured Matt Wieters. There's strike one. With 4 homers, 18 runs batted in, Joseph has hit .250. Wieters is due to rejoin the Orioles tomorrow. Bouncer and backhanded on a good pickup by Carter. He leads Keuchel without number 2. That's well done.
Guy can play with the leather a little bit, huh?
Got caught in between hops. That was a bit tricky, wasn't it?
He's played well at first base. There have been experiments with Carter in left field, and he does his best to get the job done, but he's been, I would say, more than adequate at first.
Much improved, and he's worked hard on it since last year. Ryan Flaherty is at second base today. He's had a couple of triples in this series. And 3 hits overall and 9 at bats, driving in 3, taking ball 1. Jonathan Scope has been out with an injury. He would have been the second baseman for the Orioles. J.J. Hardy has missed this entire series, so their planned double play combination has not been seen on the field here in Houston anyway. Strike, and Flaherty's caught on that one with a 1-2 count now. Bud Norris is due to rejoin the Orioles. He had a minor league rehab start last night, and he'll go back into their rotation for their upcoming series. They'll be at Cleveland. In for strike 3, 5 punch outs, and that's a 10-pitch second inning. After a laborious first, Dallas Keuchel is back on track. 1-0 Orioles. packing up and heading for the clubhouse. He must have been tossed out of the game here, Ash.
A couple of close pitches there against Flaherty, outside corner. Flaherty didn't like the calls. Buck immediately came out from that dugout on the third base side, walked right on by the home plate umpire, Brian Gorman, but must have had a comment. And you can't talk about balls and strikes, and that'll get you thrown.
Chris Carter's on an 11-game hitting streak, second longest of his career. There's ball one.
See ya. We've had enough conversation today.
Carter rocked 2 homers last night. The second one was a 441-foot shot, just right underneath the train in left center field.
Had it come down to earth, I think it might have been 475.
Yeah. It was a massive swing. Foul ball, and the announcement made now in the press box that home plate umpire Brian Gorman has tossed Buck Showalter from this game.
Long held theory by managers: when your club is scuffling a bit, make something happen, get thrown out, show them you care.
Bench coach is John Russell. That's strikeout number 3 for Chen.
Former major league skip.
Yep.
Let's see what Flaherty took for strike 3. It's right back, and I said with Chen on the hill, he threw a pitch just like that. It might have had a seam on the corner. Buck is missing by a wide margin there. He wants it to go both ways, doesn't feel that it is.
First time he's been thrown out this season. Here's Valbuena now. And it's strike 1. Valbuena with 12 homers is tied with Gaddis for the club lead. He's driven in 20 with a 196 batting average for Luis. 3 for 8 with 2 homers in this series. He homered Monday and Tuesday nights. It's 0-2. Valbuena 0 for 3 against Chen in his career. Chen throws strike 3, and that's his 4th punch out.
And that's probably right back in that same region. If you get any portion of the baseball that touches the strike box, it's a strike. That's great location command. And see, it's the same thing. In fact, maybe a little further off the plate. So both pitchers possibly benefiting on the outside corner.
Jonathan Villar getting his first start in left field. At 266, has no homers, 6 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. He was out in left field with a little workout pregame. Villar's hit 286 as a right-handed batter, 12 for 42. Gary Pettis, the outfield coach, was hitting him some fungos. Or Trey Hillman was the bench coach, and Gary was out there working with him. No balls, 2 strikes. Villar has taken fly balls throughout the season to prepare him for an eventuality like this one. In tight for a ball, 1-2. A.J. Hinch felt that Preston Tucker could benefit from a day off today. And Colby Rasmus also was another consideration, but he too is not in the starting lineup and on the bench. Fouled away. Right-handed batters have hit 59 points higher against Chen, 259. To left-handed hitters 200 this season.
What I like about Villar from the right side, that he doesn't show nearly as much on the left side, is the legitimate threat for some pop. He takes a good major league hack.
Fouls this one away. Man, he cracked the bat, so he'll go back for another. Villar had a pretty good workout. He came in soaked with The Astros are not concerned about him playing left field, but there are some nuances with the wall there in front of the Crawford boxes.
Also, when you look at, to back up the comments about right versus left for Villar, all of his doubles, 5 of them, have come from the right side of the plate. His lone triple has come from that side. Still looking for the first long ball on the year, but he just has that more major league like swing from this side of the plate. Bat gets started out there and he seems to hold it back.
in the air again, and he's hit several foul balls over in that area. Chen has won 3 times against the Astros, once in 2013 and twice last year. This will be the 8th pitch to VR. He's only pitched once at Minute Maid Park, giving up an earned run in 5 1/3 innings. And another foul ball. Continues this lengthy battle between VR and Chen. Chen started Game 3 of the American League Championship Series in Kansas City last year. Struck him out looking, and he strikes out the side here in the second to get him to 5 Ks. 1-0 Baltimore. Reed Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Brownie. How are you today?
This is fun, isn't it?
It is. I'll tell you what, it's been a good time to be a Houston Astro.
Wow. And just the electricity in the place last night with McCullers pitching and the way things have gone this homestand, it's been fun for you.
I mean, it has been. Anytime you get a kid, 21 years old, no walks, 11 strikeouts, and he works quick. I mean, what's not to like?
He was ahead of the hitters all the way with great stuff, not just throwing it through the heart of the plate.
And seeing him go out for that last batter and then, you know, obviously getting the win and then following it up with Dallas today, who's having a phenomenal year, you can start seeing the makings of a really good club here.
Yes, sir. Everett Cabrera takes ball 1. Well, you're here to talk about new changes in the offing in center field for the Astros in this ballpark next year. We're not talking about Jake Marisnick changes. We're talking about the actual structure of the ballpark here.
Correct, yes. Today we announced that we will be building a new complex in center field and that the hill will be going away. So this will be the last year of Towles Hill in center field. The flagpoles will also be relocated. And a lot of folks are saying, why are you guys doing this? Well, if you look around baseball today, the fan base has changed. People's expectation level of the ballpark experience has changed. And so we want to change with those times. And what you're going to see is a mix of some seating like they have in Boston on top of the Green Monster, some outfield group areas like they have in Colorado, some interactive bars, some better access. And I think folks are going to come out and they're going to have a communal gathering spot where both ticketed fans and general admission fans that want to come out and just hang out, have a beer, have something to eat, will be able to see the game and experience this group setting that millennials and young professionals like so much right here at Minute Maid Park.
So it sounds to me like you guys have taken a look around baseball, seen what people seem to like, and you're trying to provide it.
We are. Marcel Braithwaite, our Senior Vice President of Business Operations with me, the two of us went out to about 20 ballparks last year, and we kind of stole bits and pieces from all of them. And really, Jim Crane has challenged us to make Minute Maid Park the very best park in all of baseball. And I know for the traditionalists, they're going to say, well, what does that do to, playing games here? It's short and left. Now it's going to be, it was 436. Well, it's going to move us to 409 in center field. And that moves us from being the deepest park in Major League Baseball to the 6th deepest park. So really, from a perspective of how many more home runs are going to be hit in this park, we think it's probably going to be around 3 or 4 a year. I know this year I think there have been 2 balls hit up on the hill.
And as you say, you've studied these other ballparks. It's been an evolving situation. Frankly, I'm surprised by how many changes there have been here to Minute Maid Park since the club moved here in 2000. But it's constantly being updated. We've seen it this year on the club level, and the fans are enjoying these changes.
Well, Jim has a vision, and it is he wants to build a world-class organization on the field and off. And you look at everything we're doing. New spring training facility coming about. We redid the club level this year. Last year it was the lower seating bowl. The Diamond Club has been redone. And now with this new center field project, we are going to continue to push to have the very best organization in baseball. Our minor league teams, all of them are doing extremely well. AAA, first place, AA, first place. Quad Cities is running away with it. And we're going to have a lot of draft picks again this year. Jeff and all the guys are here, obviously, with the draft on Monday. And we're going to have 2 of the first 5 picks. We have several other picks in the first couple rounds. And so we're building something special here, and this center field project is going to be a big part of it.
And, it was interesting because Jim Crane was down around the batting cage yesterday, and he mentioned the figure of $15 million to me, and that's what the Astros are spending for this.
It is. This is a project that our ownership group is funding. And the great thing is someone will say, well, why are you spending that much money? When you invest in an infrastructure, it stays for a very long time. It's a one-time investment. And as this team continues to progress and win and the fans come back, we know there have been some challenges over the last couple years, we want to have a ballpark that, we can service all those fans. For those of you that have been here, in left field, there are no concession options at all. There's no place to get a beer. There's no place to eat. We need to add more point of sale out there. We need to add more areas for our fans to be able to enjoy this team in this ballpark. And so this is not a, 2016 vision. This is a long-term 20-year vision that we're working on.
Well, in terms of 2015, this ball club has really come along, as you've implied. And what do you think the first third of the season has shown you?
I think everybody in this organization knew we were going to be better, Alan, but, the start we've had, we all have to be extremely happy about it. If you would have told us that, what are we now, 34-20, that we would be that, I would have taken it in a heartbeat. And how have we done it? It's been with great pitching. It's been with really good defense, a tremendous bullpen, and hitting a lot of home runs. And I think everybody here knew that this team had power potential, but how are the strikeouts going to mix in with all that power? And it seems like a different guy has stepped up every day to get it done.
That's what's been gratifying, I would think, for you, because so many different players have contributed. A.J. Hinch has done such a skillful job of using players and resting players, and it's just a very good team mix.
Well, I feel like the Astros cheerleader. I came into this job, and Jim had a vision, and Jeff had a vision, and the two of them are to be commended because they made very hard decisions. And then I think the move last year, a managerial change is always tough. You've been through them, Alan. But A.J. was just what the doctor ordered, and getting A.J. in the mix and seeing how he's related to these players. A second-time manager who learned a lot the first time he went through this. I think he's grown a lot as a person. I didn't know him back then, but just hearing him tell stories. Obviously, he put together a tremendous staff, and he works great with our baseball operations team and Jeff and David Stearns and everybody. And so I think it's just been one of those magical years.
Yeah, I think he's been absolutely fantastic. By the way, you don't mind me moving your pom-poms here a moment, do you?
No, please do. But, that's one of the things I like to do is go out and talk about this club, talk about the vision, because there were a couple of tough years. We know that. Nobody likes losing, and nobody likes losing 100 games. But that's past us. That's ancient history, and I think folks see that the future is extremely bright here.
Strikeout number 6 for Dallas Keuchel.
And as we watch Dallas pick up that 6th strikeout, again the changeup as you see it come out of those last 3 fingers on the left hand. Our players around baseball and in the perception that you're getting, starting to feel that and believe, so that players want to come and play with the Astros as well.
Well, people have always wanted to play in Houston because you're going to play every day with the roof. It's a great city, and I think guys want to go where they're going to win and where they're going to be appreciated. And that's one of the things I've tried to do is create an atmosphere here where these guys are appreciated, and we know how tough it is on them, to go through the grind of 162 games plus spring training plus, hopefully a long playoff run. And we've created an environment, especially with AJ in the clubhouse, that guys are enjoying being here, and it's starting to show.
Well, we look at the games coming up later this month. Seattle, Colorado, then we see the Yankees. A lot of interesting games lie ahead for those fans who have not had a chance to come out yet. There's some good baseball in the future.
Some great baseball, and of course today's the last day of school, so congrats to all the kids and moms and dads that are wrapping up. So a great way to celebrate would be to come out and see us when we come back to town. And obviously with the summer months coming, Brownie, we got the Yankees, we got the Red Sox, we got the Tigers, Rangers still coming back, we've got the Dodgers coming this year. So it's going to be a really good schedule.
Ground ball hit through the middle. Keuchel tried to stab it, but just missed, and it's a clean single for Jones. First and second, 2 outs for Davis. And a lot of folks are probably just starting to think about their summer plans right now, and we hope they include Astros baseball.
Well, especially with us having so much better coverage this year, a lot of people from the outer markets have been coming back, and it's good to see.
Davis is coming up, and as we will be watching these crowds grow, especially the big weekend crowds, I think it's a good idea for people to go ahead and get those tickets in advance so they don't have that last-minute crush. It's always nice to be settled and know where you're going to be, what section you want to be in, that kind of thing.
No, without a doubt. And, I'm here most nights, pretty much every night. And if anybody wants to discuss the Hill with me, I will be out walking around. One of the things that we didn't talk about is one of my visions is I would like for us to create a spot in this ballpark, whether it be freestanding, whether it be an area of the ballpark or something in Union Station, where we can honor the greats that have been in this organization. And our goal is going to be to put Tal Smith in that group right away when we decide exactly what it is we want to do. But so many great players, whether it's J.R. Richard or Joe Niekro, Berkman, Oswalt, you just start looking, Alan, at all the guys you played with. And with this being the 50th year of the Astrodome and the 50th year of the name Houston Astros, we have some big events going on the rest of the year with the 10th anniversary of the the World Series team. So it's going to be a fun year this year.
Yeah. Digital Hall of Fame induction. Yeah, a lot lies ahead of us. It's going to be a most interesting summer.
Look at Dallas Keuchel paint away. You talked about that great pitching. Dallas Keuchel has been really phenomenal 2 months in a row now. Pitcher of the month in the American League. Maybe someday we'll be looking at his name up there.
Ooh, barely missing there. I told Dallas, I said I was watching college baseball the other night after our game, and saw a lot of Keuchel jerseys at Arkansas. And I said, were you number 19? And as I think what he was, and he was like, "Yeah, where'd you see that?" And I said, "Man, they're selling some Keuchel jerseys in Fayetteville now."
That's good. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I'd love to see Dallas get out of this, obviously, right here, but I think he's got to be a shoo-in for the All-Star game. I mean, I don't know how he couldn't at this point in the season with really, I guess, a month to go till the All-Star game and the balloting wraps up.
Well, his manager is now going to be an all-star coach, so he can do some lobbying for him if needed. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It does appear that recognition is coming the Astros' way, though, with Altuve getting the vote totals that he's had to this point. Dallas Keuchel, again, a couple of months with the Pitcher of the Month award, and a lot of people are taking note of what the Astros and their players are doing.
Yeah, it's been great, and I think a lot of that has to do with the expanded coverage of Root Sports.
Ground ball to third. Valbuena on the 25th pitch of the inning takes care of out number 3. Reed, thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thanks, Brownie.
See you, Ash. Work.
Thank you.
Okay, Reed. Thanks.
This is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. It's 1-0. Baltimore got a first inning run on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs to Chris Davis. He singled into right center field, scoring Manny Machado. The Astros have not had a base runner against Wei-Yin Chen through 2. And now it's Hank Conger leading it off in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Conger, a 180 hitter, has 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. Hank is a switch hitter as a right-handed batter. 143, 4 hits in 28 at-bats. Taking ball 1 from Chen. Hank is 1 for 2 against this lefty from Taiwan. Now it's a 2-0 count for Chen. Last year the Orioles won 96 and lost 66. They won the AL East by a dozen games. Currently by percentage points in last place in the division. A shot high to left field. Conger has hit one a long way to left, and he has found home run land. Hank Conger ties it with number 3. It's 1-1 in the 3rd. That's the 5th RBI for Conger.
Yeah, there had been some talk earlier in the season that Hank Conger was going to need some more at-bats from the right side of the plate. Been primarily known as a left-handed power hitter, but he's starting to expand who he really is. That's very nicely done by Hank.
It's his 2nd home run right-handed in 29 at-bats. And the Astros have hit all 7 home runs in this 4-game series. They strike 1 to Marwin Gonzalez. 232 for Marwin. 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. They hit 3 last night, all solo shots. 2 by Carter, 1 by Springer. Gaddis and Valbuena connected, each with his 12th of the season the night before. And Valbuena hit 1 Monday night. 371-footer for Conger. In the air, and the first baseman comes over for it, Pierce, and reaches back to snag it. Almost overran it. 1 out.
Not a bad looking play right here. At least athletically, you get it done when you misread it to begin with. I think Pierce was getting ready for a little tussle with the fans to try to get to the baseball.
Yeah.
And eventually didn't need to get there.
Jake Marisnick comes up, and the number 9 hitter takes a breaking pitch. Ball 1. Jake at 262 has 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. 0 for 7 in this series, 3 for 16 on this homestand. That one's up the right field line toward the corner. Young with a run. We're out number 2. Chen has now surrendered 11 home runs this season in 64 innings. George Springer struck out looking in the 1st. The Astros were tied for the major league lead in long balls when the day started with the Dodgers, each with 74. Their opponents have hit 44. Springer fouls it back. There's strike 1.
By the way, that home run by Hank Conger, not only his 2nd this year from the right side, just his 2nd on his career from the right side. So maybe learning a new aspect about his game.
Off the plate, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Astros are currently 4th in runs scored in the American League with 234. It's 2-1. They are 19-12 here at Minute Maid Park. In the air, and the right fielder Young just about in his tracks. Handles out number 3. Conger's home run, number 3 of the year, makes it 1-1 after 3.
All tied at 1 here at Minute Maid Park. We go to the top of the 4th and bring the whole family out on select Sundays with Kroger Family 4-pack starting at only $70. The special family ticket package includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and a Lot C parking pass. Get your Kroger Family 4-pack for next Sunday's game against the Mariners by visiting astros.com/value or calling 1-877-9-ASTROS, guys.
Shot in the hole. There's a sliding play. Marwin Gonzalez fires to Chris Carter and robs Steve Pearce with a spectacular play to the backhand side.
That is some kind of play. And Marwin is employing that slide and stop style. Watch him get that right foot out there and use it as a plant. That's very nicely done. Some guys will continue to run toward that left field line and not be able to get much on the throw. As Marwin comes up, he's able to come over the top and bring the heat.
He got a lot on that throw. It's a big play for out number 1. Now Travis Snyder. He looks at a breaking pitch. There's strike 1. Keuchel gets a ton of ground balls. Best ratio of ground ball to fly ball in the majors. 1 ball, 1 strike, and his fielders have been good in supporting him. They count on a lot of work, but today that's only the 2nd ground ball out. Pretty unusual. And Keuchel, though, has been increasing his strikeout rate in the last couple of starts.
Yeah, that's what he's doing again today. 6 out of the 10 outs via the punch out.
Low tap goes foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Keuchel leads all major league pitchers in assists and in total chances. He'll make some plays on his own behalf in a normal game. And he is 2nd in wins above replacement in the American League. 3.5 WAR. That's rolled foul. Baltimore, the only team to beat Dallas Keuchel, who started the season 6-0. First time an Astros pitcher had started that well since Roger Clemens started 9-0 in 04. And the batting average against him certainly has dropped. His pitch count is high. That's what is unusual about today's game, Ash. 70 pitches so far.
The likelihood of Dallas getting 7 innings seems a little bleak right now.
This is his 6th full count now as he goes to 3-2 on Snyder.
See what the pattern looks like. Staying away. Hank Conger almost always catches backhand, even if it's on his forehand side.
Jonathan Villar comes in left field. 2 outs. Julia?
Hey guys, you were talking about the good news surrounding Hinch earlier. Here's how we got that news. Royals skipper Ned Yost called him and congratulated him on the season and how well the team's playing. But then he also wanted to see if he had any interest in joining his all-star coaching staff. Hinch obviously said that's an easy yes. But he also said he owes it all to the players, their efforts. And he said when you're manager, you're thinking about the players and you're thinking about today's game, not about these kind of things. Very, very good surprise for him. But he looks forward to wearing the Astros uni at the Midsummer Classic, guys.
What a nice honor. Strike 2, Caleb Joseph. Carter made a good play on his grounder, tossing to Keuchel covering. Really well deserved on the part of AJ. 1 ball and 1 strike. This will be the 75th pitch for Keuchel. And it's out to right field. Springer waiting. 1, 2, 3, 4th. Still tied at 1.
4th, 1974, the Cleveland Indians are forced to forfeit to the Rangers during a disastrous 10-cent beer night. I, by the way, had the last hit of that ball game, was standing on first base. My old Little League and other teammate is on the right-hand, farthest right on the bottom there. But yeah, the fans just poured onto the field. There had been a whole lot of ugly stuff going on all night long, and you see the result on the field. Just simply couldn't continue baseball.
Do you remember what the score was at the time the game was forfeited?
I believe the Indians had either tied the game or gone ahead in the ninth. And I'm getting word that it was tied at that point. But I'll tell you, Jeff Burroughs was the big star for the Rangers at the time. He had been getting abused in right field, and that was eventually what led to the riot in the ninth inning. Fan came out and took his hat, and as he ran off, Dave Duncan got involved in a brawl along with Burroughs, trying to get the hat back and maybe trying to do a little bit more than that. And the fans just poured out. And there had been plenty of streaking and that sort of thing throughout the evening.
Was Orbit there? There's a fly ball out to left center field by Jose Altuve. And Adam Jones with the catch, 1 out.
He was just a glimmer at that time.
Yes, he was. Just a small meteorite. Evan Gattis struck out in the first inning in a 1-1 game.
They had folding chairs that started getting tossed about and hit one of our players on the head. And I don't know if that was the intended destination. Could have been the way the Indians were playing at the time.
Strike for Chen to Gattis. Just one base runner for Houston. Hank Conger's home run. The Astros have been very much a home run dependent team this season. Foul back. Roughly half their runs have been scored on homers. There was a real buzz about the preparations for the draft coming up Monday. All the Astros scouts are in town preparing. General Manager Jeff Luhnow, scouting director Mike Elias met with the media to talk about this year's draft before the game today, and they talked about how great it was for the scouts to see Lance McCullers pitch so well last night here.
Well, I imagine it was great for the scouts, for the entire organization. How about for the fans who are really latching on to this young guy, and for his teammates? I mean, he's starting to look like a fixture now, and a great one in that rotation.
They love Oreos, Ash.
I've never seen orange Oreos, though.
No.
I wonder if they sell those in Baltimore.
Two and two to Evan Gattis.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with Lance McCullers last night in numerous respects, but he looked like a true pitcher.
Off the glove of a diving Machado, and Machado is one of the best around. He did well to get leather on that one, but it was hit pretty hard by Gattis for hit number 2.
Yeah, the big man not only hitting the long ball recently, driving in key runs for the club, but just starting to move along in terms of the batting average now at .236, starting to get in more comfortable territory.
There's a guy who's ready to make a play.
And he's made some.
Chris Carter struck out in the second inning. Carter takes a strike. If Carter gets a hit today, he'll tie his career long hitting streak of 12 games. He did that last year. Line drive hit, left field corner. Gattis will get to third base. Here's the play by Snyder into second, and he's got a shot, but the throw's offline. A hustling double for Carter. A 12-game hitting streak, tying his career high. That's his 5th double. Snyder had a shot at him, but the throw was not exactly right on the bag.
Look at Chris Carter coming along. Gaddis and Carter in the heart of the order. Two names that have to be prominent in the success area if this team is going to maintain the good fortunes.
Carter's in with a double, and there's their view of it. Runners at second and third, one out now for Luis Valbuena, who was called out on strikes. Big at bat here in this game for Valbuena, who takes strike one to try to get at least one run home and make some contact. Jonathan Villar's on deck. Each club has 3 hits, no errors now. There's a shot on a line to right field. Young with the catch. Young leads all outfielders in assists. This throw is way offline, and the Astros take the lead. Gaddis scores on a sac fly by Valbuena. Carter taking third on the errant throw by Young, who's thrown out 8 base runners this year to lead all Major League outfielders, and he got 2 of them Monday night.
Evan Gaddis was in a bad spot. He had started to come and really almost had to on this play, but as he started down the line, he realized he was in deep trouble if this was a good throw and started to come to a stop. But then realized as he watched, let's see Gaddis, as he comes down the line, and then he sees the throw offline, realizes he can score. That's a tough spot to be in.
An error on Young allows Carter to get to third. It's a sac fly for Valbuena and his 21st RBI, scoring Gaddis. Now Jonathan Villar with strike one. Good at bat for Valbuena.
Yeah, that throwing error could in the end be proved to be very costly from the Oriole perspective. It not only provides the Astros their second run, sets up a third here in the inning.
Villar struck out looking earlier. In the dirt. 1-1. The Astros have 17 come from behind wins this year. They trailed in this game 1-0 until Conger's third inning homer. Chop foul. It's 1-2. The Astros swept Baltimore in a 3-game series back in June of 2003. Foul tip strikeout ends the Astros' fourth. They hustle their way into a run on 2 hits with an error and a man left. They lead it 2-1 after 4.
join the Astros Friday, June 12th, as they take on the Mariners. 10,000 fans will receive a gym bag presented by Houston Methodist. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Brownie?
Thanks, Julia. We look forward to that series with Seattle coming in. The Mariners were picked by many to win this American League West. Currently, they're on a 5-game losing streak, and they have fallen 9.5 behind Houston at 24-29. The Astros leading at 2-1. Now move to the 5th inning. Flaherty, Cabrera, and Machado due up against Keuchel. Flaherty struck out looking in the 2nd, and that led to the ejection of Buck Showalter. That's strike 1. The Orioles have some 7 potential free agents. It could be undergoing quite a turnover at the end of this season. No balls and 2 strikes. This is the last meeting between these two. Kind of a different schedule this year, Ash, with the Astros having both meetings with several teams in a short period of time. They'll play Toronto next. That will wrap up the season series with them. And the White Sox after that, and that'll finish the season series with them already.
Now that can be a plus. It can also be a minus over the course of a year. In this case with the Orioles, I would think the Astros catch them at a good time. Matt Wieters away from the club. Bud Norris, you talked about. They've got numerous guys that have been hurt. J.J. Hardy out of the lineup this entire series. Good job keeping the barrel of the bat back there. But there are good times to face clubs and bad ones. And I think in this case it was a good one for Houston.
Struck him out. Keuchel getting number 7.
Comes with that slider. He was able to get Flaherty looking at the fastballs on the outside corner previous at bats, set him up that way, and then comes back slider.
Everett Cabrera walked in the 3rd inning. That's ball 1 to him.
Can Dallas throw enough pitches here the remainder of the afternoon to break his career record in terms of strikeouts?
You know, that's a really good question. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has had a couple of innings involving at least 25 pitches thrown so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's putting a lot of innings on.
That changeup will get guys swinging at pitches nowhere close to the strike zone.
Dallas is on a pace to work 240 innings this year. Looked pretty good. It's called ball 2.
Looked like Hank Conger agreed with you. See what our strike zone says. A little off the edge.
All right. In the hole at short. Marwin Gonzalez gives it a try, but no chance to get Cabrera.
Marwin's really been tested today on the right side.
Cabrera gets a single, and he's on for the 2nd time.
Nothing more you could ask of any shortstop on this play. Get to it and then try to create something. Marwin did. He's got a very good throwing arm. Not much gets said about that arm of his.
Manny Machado comes up. Keuchel threw 28 pitches in the 1st and 25 more in the 3rd. But then in the 2nd he had a 10-pitch inning, and in the 4th he needed only 12. Ball 1 to Machado, who opened the game with an infield hit, stole a base, and scored a run on the Davis single. Keuchel shooting for win number 8 of the season. He would tie King Felix of Seattle if he gets number 8 today for the American League lead. 2-0.
How long does that position of king exist? Is there a termination point?
No, it's lifetime. Bouncer to Altuve. Steps on second. Throws to first. Double play. And in the middle of the 5th inning, the Astros lead it 2-1.
Behind-the-scenes look at Minute Park. Learn all about the ballpark by visiting areas like the historic Union Station, luxury suites, the Diamond Club, and more. For more information, visit astros.com/tours or call 713-259-8996 to schedule your tour, guys.
Thanks, Julia. There was a tour down here before the game today. There's Hank Conger taking ball 1. Exciting breaking news, Julia, on Twitter. We have received a photo on Twitter from C.W. McCracken that there are orange Oreos.
Of course, guys.
Oh, you knew about that?
You knew that.
Like I don't know my Oreos.
Okay.
Well, they have the Halloween Oreos.
You eat those with or without the helmet on?
1-2 to Hank Conger. So we thought we had a big story here, and it's nothing.
Wow.
No. Red Velvet Oreos. Those are new. S'mores Oreos. Have you guys not tried these?
We have not.
Wow. I'll bring some.
We're living on the healthy side.
We still owe you a cookie. There's a strikeout, and that's number 7.
You know, we never touch sugar up here.
No Sour Patch Kids?
No, no. Aside from the bushel that sits in front of us most of the time.
Conger caught looking.
Quality work right there.
Season high for Chen for strikeouts in a game was 7. His career high is 12. Marwin Gonzalez comes up next. He's fouled out to the first baseman in the 3rd in his first at bat. That makes him 0 for 15 against Oriole pitching this year. That's ball 1. The Astros have hit well against Baltimore. .264 team batting average. 25 runs in the 6 games prior to this one. It's 2-0. The Athletics are beating the Tigers 7-1 in Detroit in the top of the 7th inning. Well, maybe they are still in it.
Watch out for those A's.
You were warning us the other night that it's too early to eliminate them.
You know, a third of the season should give you a pretty good picture of what's going to happen, but think of the number of teams that have made things happen in the month of September alone. Of course, you've got to be in position to be able to do so. But think no further back than the 2004-2005 Astros teams that in the middle of August didn't look like they were going to get to the postseason at all.
In the air out to right field. Delman Young moves over. 2 outs. There they are, Julia.
Oh,
Orange Oreos.
With a glass of milk, I could finish that off by myself.
oh, you're not that good.
That whole package? You can eat that whole package yourself?
Maybe. Oreos are pretty addicting.
Wow. That is impressive.
I wouldn't feel good afterward.
No. Jake Marisnick steps up. He hit a fly ball to right field in the third. Strike one to Jake.
Do you think anybody embarks into a package of Oreos and thinks about what they're going to feel like when they're done?
Never. Out to shortstop on one bounce. Cabrera with the throw. It's a quick fifth inning for Chen and a 2-1 lead for Houston.
Thousand fans will receive an Astros grilling apron presented by Houston Methodist at the Mariners-Astros games. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Dallas Keuchel gets back to work, and he was asked yesterday when talking about getting named AL Pitcher of the Month once again, what's worked for him so far this season. He said it's all about commanding the baseball. He said he's not going to blow people away with 95, but he can throw 92 with some sink, and if you can command that at any time, you'll be successful. And he says, aside from a couple of starts, he thinks he's done a pretty good job of that, guys.
Oh, yeah. Delman Young takes strike one, leading off the sixth inning. He's being modest.
Do we have any other understatements we can throw out there?
Young takes a look at ball one. It's 1-1. Young has struck out both times today. Considering that Dallas's ERA at home is 1.05 for 6 starts, that is being modest. It's 2-1. He's shooting for win number 8 of the season today. 8 wins usually gets a pitcher prime consideration for an all-star spot, and it's June 4th. 2-2. He's downplaying that too. He was asked about starting the All-Star game, and his comment was more to the effect that he would be happy just to be on the team.
And then how does the beard factor into all of this? Is it a crucial component?
Well, what did he do without the beard?
Well, the beard is much more prominent than it was a year ago. That would be tough for me to tote around a Houston summer.
It's air conditioned.
The beard?
Yeah. Ground ball to Altuve. On over to Carter, 1 out.
That comes with its own costs.
Adam Jones will be next. He's 1 for 2. Athletics 7, Tigers 1 at the end of 7 in Detroit. Jesse Hahn pitching well for Oakland. We just had a successful marriage proposal in the crowd here. Ground ball right side off the mid of Carter. Here's Altuve throwing to Keuchel. Safe at first. Quite a try. And a carom shot by Altuve.
I really wasn't looking at Dallas Keuchel, but based on the timing of the play at first base, I wonder if he paused just momentarily when the ball kicked off the glove. There was like one little stutter step, and then maybe having to look too far back to Altuve in the end to be able to get to the bag, but Jose gave him a shot. Also a chance to turn that right ankle.
He missed the bag. Trip Gibson is the first base umpire. Altuve agonizing over not getting the out. That's a hit for Jones. Hit number 5 for the Orioles. And now Davis. Davis drove in the Orioles run on a 3-2 count with 2 outs in the first inning with a single scoring Machado. Then he bounced out in the third. In for a strike. That makes it 1-1. The Astros have a long flight to make. So do the Orioles. The Orioles go to Cleveland. The Astros go to Toronto. Foul back, 1-2. Get your passports ready.
I might have forgotten one, or forgotten mine rather, without a little warning from Dan O'Neill here a few days ago.
Dan does take care of details, doesn't he? On all the Astros travel. 2-2. Traveling secretary has to feel like kind of a parent to everybody, right?
Parent with about 40 some odd kids.
Yeah. This will be the 100th pitch for Keuchel. Davis bounces one. Here's Marwin Gonzalez charging and missed the tag. He got the out at first, but Jones moves into second. He stopped. Marwin was unable to tag him. So out number 2 goes from 6 to 3, but Jones is at second base, so they did not get the lead runner.
That shift sets up some scenarios you just can't plan for. But if Marwin keeps coming at Adam Jones right there, he at very least gets that lead out. The hope being that maybe if somebody can get back to the bag, Carter can make a quick return throw, you still get an unorthodox double play.
Now Steve Pearce will get the RBI opportunity with a runner at second and 2 outs. He is 0 for 2. Marwin robbed him in the 4th inning with his ground ball in the hole at short. There's strike 1. I guess at some point Marwin thought, well, I have to get this ball to first. I can't keep trying to tag Jones, but by not getting the lead man, that gives the Orioles this opportunity with a runner at second now and 2 outs. 1-1. Steve Pearce is starting at the 3rd different position for him in this series. Left field, second base, and today first base. And still, it's hard to turn down that out on the lead runner when it's presented right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you get to try to file all the thoughts in your head so quickly. Well, if I throw to first right now real quickly, maybe we will get that double play. And really is that spur of the moment instinct that takes over.
It is. Split second decision. That one bounces and is blocked by Conger. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Orioles have hit well with runners in scoring position. Good job of clamping that right arm to his side and sort of widening his body, Ash.
That breaking ball was spiked a bit.
Baltimore has a .295 team batting average with runners in scoring position. Now 3-2 to Pearce with Snyder on deck.
Yeah, there's no time to give in. Make a pitch that you want to make. If you walk him, so be it.
This is the 8th full count of the game for Dallas. Ground ball in the hole and on through into left field. Jones coming to the plate. VR will make a low throw, not in time, and into second base goes Pierce. It's a 2-2 game. It's an RBI single for Pierce, giving him 20 runs batted in. He takes second on the throw to the plate.
Well, that instinctual play, though you can't say it was a bad play earlier, it has provided a run opportunity that has been taken advantage of by the Baltimore Orioles. The changeup, just reaching out and getting it off the end of the bat and finding the hole.
VR's throw was not in time, and then the batter, Pierce, continued on into second on that throw to the plate.
I'm not sure that Jonathan, of course, he's never really in left field, but he makes a good low throw, but the throw itself with no cutoff man enables another 90 feet.
Right. Foul by Snyder, who's 0 for 2. So the Birds get a big 2-out, 2-strike hit. Both of their runs have come with 2 outs and 2 strikes on the batter. Marwin Gonzalez shifts up the middle. Will Harris warming up for Houston. Bouncer. Marwin to his left. Makes the throw to Carter and out at first. It's 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. Baltimore ties it in the 6th at 2. T-shirt. Have you seen that one before, Ash?
I've seen quite a few, probably somewhere along the line. That haircut is kicking it hard, though. You combine it with the T-shirt, and you really got it going on.
George Springer leads it off in the home 6th inning. George is 0 for 2. The Orioles have 6 hits. The Astros 3. That's fouled for strike 1. Well, the story on ESPN.com about the Astros announcement to move in the center field fences and the flagpole will be moved somewhere else is interesting. The earth will be flat in the Houston Astros outfield. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's turning back the clock.
Actually, the opposing center fielders will probably be jumping for joy that that hill is no longer going to be behind them after this year. 1-2.
Now, I've heard probably private conversations amongst players about the hill, and not a whole lot of love felt there.
Springer fouls it back.
Of course, when you're talking about the hill, it's not always specifically about the hill. It's about the distance back there to the fence is a big part of the conversation.
Right.
It's just forever to hit it to that point.
That center field fence will be moved into 409 feet and will go straight across.
Where is the 409? Straight away to the center of that fence or to the angles created by that fence?
Don't know. It's 404 to left center, so I'm guessing it's right there at the back of the warning track, maybe? Straight across? Something like that.
Maybe so.
That's just a guess.
It's like Detroit. I can't remember what the figure is, 420. But it's listed as 420 to center, and then that straight line goes out to the alleys, not quite getting there, but it would seem to get a little deeper in each case.
Right. 3-2 to Springer. George with 33 walks ranks 4th in the American League. Altuve and Gaddis to follow in the Astros 6th inning. And that's ball 4. Springer has worked his way on. First walk of the day for Wei-Yin Chen. So the Towles Hill area will be removed. Flagpole's taken out. Center field fence moved in. 409, 410. Project will begin when the 2015 season ends and be ready for 2016. And there will be a nice dining area out there in that center field area.
Well, let's see if the boys can help that project not begin until sometime early in November.
Okay. Altuve has hit 2 fly balls to center field. This foul ball comes back out of play, and there's strike 1. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Could really get that way.
How many home runs do you think would be gained by moving in the fence to 409?
Oh, I don't think as many as people might guess. I'd say a handful plus. Maybe as much as 10, possibly.
Altuve fouls it. 0-2. Jeff Luhnow was asked about the change in the dimensions in center field and removing Towles Hill. He said, well, just my own personal opinion as a general manager is I worry every time I see my center fielder go up on that hill.
Jake Marisnick did it so gracefully in making a tremendous catch a few weeks ago that, boy, it just looked like easy as could be.
That's a smash fair. It kicks out, and the left fielder will go after it. Snyder coming in. It's going to be a single on a hard hit ball by Altuve. He turned on the 0-2 pitch and hit a rocket, getting Springer to third. First and third, nobody out.
You would generally anticipate Altuve getting a double on this ball as well as he runs, but there's that quick bat that's been MIA a little bit lately. Get that thing going. That bat is needed. But George Springer looked like he was in some sort of Olympic sprint event heading toward third base.
He did get there quickly. First and third, nobody out for Gaddis now. Gaddis has a strikeout, and he got a hit off Machado's glove. The Astros try to regain the lead. Carter on deck. Gaddis pops it up. First baseman calling and catching Steve Pearce for out number 1. That's a big out for Baltimore.
And nobody that, at least presently on the Astros roster, that I would want more at the plate than Evan Gaddis. He is an RBI seeker. And I think he thought he had a pitch right there to drive.
Right-hander Brad Brock warms up for Baltimore. Chris Carter is the batter. Carter struck out in the second. He doubled in the fourth. Strike 1 to Chris with Valbuena on deck. Only 80 pitches for Wei-Yin Chen. Carter looks at it. It's 1-1.
Chen's got a good idea. He works to the corners well.
Chen was 16-6 last year with a 3.54 ERA. Had a 12-win season in 2012. He's ahead 1-2 on Carter.
Carter had this fastball get by him a bit. And that's where you'd like to put it on the tee.
And Carter's down on strikes. Now 2 outs and Valbuena bats. That's 8 punch outs for Chen.
Right up the ladder. Brings the 4-seamer. Take your shot.
Chen, after being born in Taiwan, played professionally in Japan for 4 years. Then he signed with Baltimore. Valbuena struck out looking in the second, hit a sac fly in the fourth, and that one gave the Astros a 2-1 lead. That's flared foul and out of play, strike one to Valbuena with VR on deck. Junior Lake hit a home run for the Cubs last night against the Marlins. And the Marlins thought he was showboating a little bit. And some people spilled out onto the field, including injured pitcher Jose Fernandez jumping over the railing and coming out on the field. So he'll probably be hearing soon from Major League Baseball about that. Runner takes off for second. No throw on Altuve. The throw goes back to third. Springer was not very far off the base. Altuve gets a steal, number 16 for the American League leader.
Yeah, there's no way the Orioles were going to throw through to second base there, and just a glimpse down to third base, and that brought the throw.
The pitch was strike 2 to Valbuena. And now that ends the 6th inning. So the Astros waste a scoring opportunity. First and third, nobody out. It's no runs, a hit, 2 men stranded. 2-2 after 6. Afternoon. Time now for the AT&T call to the bullpen. Bringing in Will Harris. He is the hot hand for the Astros, and they have a lot of very well-performing relievers, but he has been right there at the top of the list statistically with a 2-0 record, a 0.35 ERA, and great numbers throughout, Ash.
Just nothing you could find that you would say, well, here's an area that he could maybe do a little better in. He strikes out almost 11 per 9 innings. He doesn't give up the long ball. Hits per 9 innings. We brought this up the other night, but 2.1 hits allowed per 9 innings this year by Will Harris.
That's off the charts.
Okay, so there's an area he could get a little better at.
Good grief. He's retired the last 14 batters he's faced and 25 of the last 28. He takes over in a tie game, and it's Caleb Joseph leading it off in the 7th inning. Joseph is 0 for 2. Dallas Keuchel in 6 innings allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, walking 1, fanning 7, throwing 108 pitches, 66 for strikes. In the air, and the right fielder George Springer comes over across the line and toward the stands, but he won't get to it. Strike 1 for Joseph. 8 full counts for Dallas Keuchel today. All of the 6 hits he allowed were singles. Baltimore scoring twice with 2 outs and 3-2 counts on the hitter. Davis in the 1st inning and Pierce in the 6th. Harris has allowed 1 run in his 25 2/3 innings, as the 2nd lowest ERA among all major league relievers. Only Dellin Betances with the Yankees, who has not allowed an earned run, has a lower one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's not a bad start to a season.
Boy. And it's not only his runs, but the preceding pitcher's runs that he has prevented from happening. Foul back. He has just been an instant tourniquet to a lot of teams' rallies. He's retired 15 of 20 batters, the first batters he's faced, and he's inherited 12 runners, allowing only 1 to score.
Was there an awareness point that happened in baseball when people started to realize that bullpens really did matter?
2-2.
Because at one time it felt to me that the guys that were in the bullpen, in good part, were the guys who couldn't make it as a starting pitcher.
Right. Well, you think back to the 50s, relievers like Elroy Face with the Pirates. So there were top-notch relievers many years ago, but not entire bullpens like you're talking about.
Face was he was certainly one of the pioneers as a closer in baseball.
But Tony La Russa is given a lot of credit for the left-right switches during innings with relievers. Sparky Anderson popped up. Hank Conger comes back. That's out of play.
Well, I think they would like to stay up. Either that or Will Harris has a tight back.
Yeah. What a tremendous acquisition for the Astros, this 30-year-old right-hander, born in Houston but moved at an early age. He went to high school in Slidell, Louisiana. He moved there at age 3 or 4 and then on to LSU. And he was a pitcher as a senior, but had played first and third base prior to that for LSU. In the air and out to right field, George Springer. He retires Joseph, 1 out. This Astros bullpen has a historic strikeout to walk ratio, 4.89 strikeouts for every walk. Tops in the majors right now. Nobody else is close. Flaherty's next, and there you have it, 3rd in ERA, best in opponent's average and on base average. Only 5.7 hits per 9 for all the relievers combined. Foul for strike 1. So the question is the same for the Astros bullpen as it is for the team. It's coming from all over. Can they keep it up, or do they have to?
You know, it's really amazing, though, that the conversation has turned to what's been more valuable, what's been a bigger part of the Astros' success this year. The long ball that these sluggers have put together to lead the major leagues, tied for the leadership, or the bullpen. And that's a legitimate question on this team.
1-1. Will Harris pitched Monday night. He got the win. He came in with the Astros trailing 2-1 in the 6th inning. 2 men on. It was runners at second and third and 1 out, and he got out of that. So that was a phenomenal job that allowed the team to turn things around, come from behind, and win at 5-2. That's upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pat Neshek has had 24 appearances. He has not walked anybody. Some of these relievers have stats that are otherworldly. Foul back. And it's not as if Harris is a real flamethrower. He just has had, well, first of all, his stuff with the slider and the cutter and then the curveball to go with his fastball. It's just a really potent mix. And then the location has been outstanding.
Well, you start going 93, kind of in that range, plus or minus a bit. He's got a good arm. There's no question about it. Certainly above average on the major league level. His command has been really good, and like you say, with that cut action that he can get and the slider mixed in and just all that he's done, it's added up, I think, far better than anybody could have guessed.
Jonathan Villar comes over and he's out of room. Flaherty stays alive at 3-2. On this date in 1967, the Orioles played their longest game in Baltimore history, 19 innings against the Senators.
I really think you should have a home run derby, kind of a sudden death between clubs after 9 innings.
Okay.
Send your own pitcher out to the mound.
You must travel then.
Apparently, yes.
Check swing foul.
You don't see a future for my theory, huh?
Well, I think a lot of people would sign on to that. Yes.
You get X number of pitches, not strikes, but pitches thrown to win it for your side.
Sounds promising.
Take some good hacks.
Will Harris was drafted by Colorado in 06 in the 9th round. Pitched for Arizona the last 2 years. That grounder goes foul and keeps the count at 3-2 with Cabrera on deck. What was the best bullpen you ever caught, Ash?
Wow, that's really hard to answer. It's hard to reflect back. There wasn't one where you would point and say, like the Astros are doing this year, that was the dominant reason this club has done well. But I played on one that had the likes of Joe Sambito and Dave Smith on the same club, where Sambito had a little bit of an arm issue at that point. Played on some great starting staff teams.
Well, the Orioles had one of the great starting staffs of all time. In '73, they had 4 20-game winners.
I can mention the likes of Bill Dawley and Frank LaCourte, who came on, Frank DiPino, guys who really contributed to the success of the team.
That's ball 4. Flaherty really had to work for that walk. Both hitters have had 3-2 counts, and now it's Cabrera. Second walk of the day by a Houston pitcher. Astros staff has had the second fewest walks in the American League this year.
My head is racing around. I think of Charlie Kerfeld. I guess I could name a number of guys. So through the years, some good quality work out of the bullpen.
Cabrera has a walk and an infield hit. Runner goes. That's tap foul, strike one.
And with Charlie Kerfeld around, you could probably, at a moment's notice, get yourself a chicken wing just by asking. He'd have one in some pocket somewhere.
He came that well stocked.
That came with bonus points when you were around Charlie. Might even find some pizza in there.
How about ribs?
Oh, guaranteed. Of course, Charlie famously, I'll go ahead and put it, got himself found with some ribs out in the bullpen at Shea Stadium one year. May not have been the best of ideas.
In for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Cabrera. Well, maybe they weren't his.
Now that pitch, maybe finding a corner because it's been such a tough inning. Foul balls and count just getting deep on the first couple of hitters.
Chad Qualls is warming up. Curveball in the dirt. Check swing call goes Baltimore's way. Mark Carlson ruled that he had checked the swing, and it's 1-2. Well, that Lloyd McClendon argument a couple of nights ago on two different check swings in that Seattle game was one of the best ones this year.
There's no this manager is the king of them all right now that I can think of, unless it's Lloyd. Earl Weaver used to be one of the guys, and
you raise a good point.
Lou Piniella might have been the king of all of them.
We were looking at YouTube to the minor league side. Philip Wellman through one of the all-time umpire argument tantrums by a manager.
That went to kind of Marine Corps, I think, in the end.
Yeah, he was crawling along the ground and pretended to throw a grenade. He put on a show.
Not sure what it all meant, but it was impressive.
The tap goes foul. Still 1-2.
This is a strange half of an inning right here.
Yes, it is.
Still just one out, 23 pitches, a lot of which have been strikes fouled off.
Well, Will Harris has had such great command this year. It would be unfair to think that he could do that every time out. Upstairs, did they go? Nope. He did not go, and it's 2-2.
Watch it from the side. That bat took a pretty good path, maybe all the way through the plate, and you could make an argument there for a swing.
Gonzalez steps on second, throws to first, 6-3 double play. See if Will Harris is all right. He's down. He is bent over and now walking off. He may have been hit by that broken bat. It's 2-2. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Will Harris was hit by that broken bat. The barrel of the bat swung by Cabrera, went out and clipped him on the leg, apparently.
I'm not sure Will even saw that coming at him. Watch his reaction as he seemed to be looking at the baseball instead of the bat. Imagine that. Yeah.
Looked like the left heel or foot area where he got hit, and he was bent over for a moment or two, but apparently all right. A.J. Hinch checking with him, and he is probably going up to get some ice on it after his hitless, scoreless top of the 7th inning. Now the Astros come up in the bottom of the 7th. Jonathan Villar has struck out both times. There is ball 1 to Villar. Villar playing left field today, starting at that position for the first time this year. But this has been a plan to use him at that position dating back to spring training. 2-0. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Chen with a walk to Springer in the 6th inning has just that one single base on balls today. He struck out 9, and that's a single game high for him this season. Darren O'Day's warming up. Villar takes a 4-pitch walk. Well, George Springer led off the 6th inning with a walk. Then he took 3rd on an Altuve hit, but they were both stranded.
Time now for the TXU Energy Power Player of the Game. Who is it? It is Hank Conger. Who else? Right side of the plate, his 2nd career right-handed dinger. And it was the first run of the afternoon for the Astros. Take that anytime.
Conger then struck out looking in the 5th. Double play depth for Flaherty and Cabrera. Machado in tight. There's strike 1 with Marwin Gonzalez on deck. Minnesota and Boston are underway at Fenway. No score in the middle of the 1st inning. Tommy Malone is returning to the Twins rotation for the first time in a while. Stephen Wright getting the call for Boston today. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Well, the Red Sox and their fans extremely disappointed in what they've done to this point of the season.
Led by their owner.
Yep. 95 runs for the Astros from the 7th inning on. Tops in the majors. They're tied for 2nd in homers, and they really have gotten their offense together late this year. We've been searching for reasons, and we haven't really come up with an ironclad one yet, have we?
I think we did last night.
What was it?
I thought it was somebody's mother started watching in the 7th inning.
Alan Zinter.
Yes, that's who it was. See, I believe in that sort of thing. As far as you know.
Conger shoots one for left field. That's hooking hard. Staying fair in the corner. Villar is going to be sent home. Nope, now he stops at 3rd base, and the throw comes into the plate. Gary Pettis had waved him home, but Villar stopped at 3rd. It's a double for Conger. I'm not so sure he wouldn't have been out had he come home.
Gary Pettis was standing right there at the bag. He wasn't down the line at all, and that's tough to be sending a guy and effectively get him stopped. Hank Conger for the 2nd time today driving the baseball.
That's his 3rd double. The throw was not handled well out in front of the plate by the catcher, though.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure there was a stop sign. I think that was Jonathan Villar using his own noggin.
Right. He may not have been looking at Gary when he was waving him around.
You really want that 3rd base coach down the line toward the plate so you can look at him as you come around the bag.
Now the infielders move in. Runners at 2nd and 3rd for Marwin Gonzalez. They're not in all the way at the edge of the grass, as you see there. Marwin's 0 for 2. Marisnik on deck. In the air, foul and out of play. Strike 1. Baltimore has left 4. Houston has stranded 3. The Astros left a runner at third in the 4th inning. They left runners at second and third in the 6th. So Chen will try once again to get out of trouble, as he did on those occasions, especially in the 6th. Runners at first and third, nobody out, and the Astros got a 0 in that frame. In the air, and the first baseman Pierce comes over for it by the Astros dugout. 1 out. Now it's Jake Marisnick. Jake has been in a long tailspin.
Yeah, we mentioned the other day, Brownie, the Astros have not had a successful squeeze yet. Is this a time where it could be employed?
Darren O'Day might be coming in. John Russell, the bench coach, who's the acting manager, is on his way to the hill. And there's a chance A.J. Hinch could respond by sending up a pinch hitter. He has left-handed hitters on his bench who could bat for Marisnick. Marisnick's looking down in the Astros bench right now. And there is Colby Rasmus headed for the bat rack. It's 2-2, and we'll be right back. Game on a Thursday afternoon in the 7th inning. Very enjoyable day for them. Not so much for the managers and the players right now as they maneuver to try to win this game. Darren O'Day comes in to do the pitching. He's 1-0 with a 0.93 ERA. And Colby Rasmus will be pinch hitting to give A.J. Hinch a left-handed bat. He'll be batting for Jake Marisnick.
6 straight shutout appearances for Darren O'Day. Those numbers are very good. And on his career, he's 26-11, so he's kind of been a vulture out of the bullpen, a great ERA at 2.38. Tough assignment now for Colby Rasmus.
Well, Rasmus, who had been troubled by flu-like symptoms earlier in the week, now comes up to try to make an impact with runners at second and third and 1 out. The Astros are having a good year pinch hitting, 6 for 19, 2 pinch hit homers provided by the rookie Preston Tucker. Rasmus is 0 for 2 pinch hitting. The infielders come in tight now. Colby at 239 has 8 homers. He's driven in 17 runs. He takes, and there's ball 1 to Colby.
Would not anticipate any kind of a squeeze notion here.
Rasmus is 0 for 1 lifetime, a strikeout against O'Day. He takes the ball. 2-0 now for O'Day. O'Day came in with a couple of men on base Tuesday night and worked 1/3 of an inning, striking out George Springer. Springer's on deck. 2-1 now. The Astros 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position in this game.
Wondering if the notion here is to pitch up on Colby Rasmus.
Looks like it might be.
And if you walk him, well, then it happens you load him up for George Springer, a guy who has a high strikeout rate.
Well, it worked for strike 2.
Yeah, they've been up with every pitch here on Colby. Look at that. Yeah, I have a feeling that was talked about at the Hill. Just stay up, see if you can get him to go after it.
"32-year-old Darren O'Day from Jacksonville, Florida, went to the University of Florida. Inside. Now a full count. And if he does walk him, the bases are loaded, as you said, with 1 out.
Of course, the tough part there, George Springer is a very tough guy to double up, but that could be the thinking of Buck Showalter.
Ball 4.
Yeah, at no point did Darren O'Day try to come down in the strike zone.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Springer, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Altuve on deck. Springer has grounded into 1 double play in 175 at bats. 2 for 5 in his career with the bases loaded. For strike 1. No grand slams this season for the Astros.
It's a very tough pitch that George offered on for first pitch. Springer did not even glance down for any kind of a sign, so it's all about swinging the bat here.
0-2.
Yeah, maybe a little more of that stay up in the strike zone as hard as you can against Springer theory.
Springer's hitting 156 with runners in scoring position this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. VR opened with a walk. Conger doubled. And Rasmus with 1 out walked. Springer fouls it.
Good swing by George. Yeah, there's been debate about old masks or the new ones, the hockey style on the foul tips, which do the better job. Looked like that mask really had a lot of movement back toward the face.
Popped up, and this will go back out of play. Battle continues. Fresno beat Colorado Springs on the road last night 4-1. Brady Rogers was the winning pitcher with a good solid game. 7 innings, 1 run. Kevin Chapman got his 5th save. Carlos Correa had a hit and drove in a run. He had a double. Correa is hitting .244 now. Springer fouls it back. We've had some good battles in this inning.
And these are not defensive swings at all by George. He's getting his hat.
Corpus Christi down Northwest Arkansas 3-2 last night. Mark Appel 5 shutout innings. Springer strikes out. 2 outs and it's Altuve.
Back to the slider and gets him. As you can see, George had a couple of pitches that were right there where he could handle. Just didn't take advantage.
Can Altuve come through? He's 1 for 3. Got a hit to left field on an 0-2 count in the 6th inning. 1 for 7 with the bases loaded for Altuve in his career 0 for 2 against O'Day. Evan Gattis is on deck. Almost hit him, ball 1.
What is your thought process as a hitter right about now? Stay there or get out of the way?
Pretty easy for about 99.9% of the population.
For us, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
2-0. Got this very hard, somewhat heavy object coming at me with a lot of velocity. Should I stay there or not?
In that comfortable seat, it's easy to wonder. Two 0 to Altuve now. Two balls and 1 strike.
Don't know if Jose was looking fastball all the way and just took otherwise, or if he was just thinking about, okay, with the 2-0, I'll force him to throw a strike.
Altuve has really delivered with men in scoring position this year. Hitting .364. Broken bat, foul ball. 2-2. The Orioles have the top of their lineup due up in the 8th inning.
They had talked to, seems like a couple of years ago to me, about having bats ready to go, having them all pine tarred up or the Manimoto stick or whatever it is you use. But you see hitter after hitter with the need to go fix it up.
Center field, Adam Jones with the catch, and the Astros again are denied. No runs a hit, 3 men left. We move to the 8th. It's still tied at 2.
got the start for the Astros today. Just 6 innings because of pitch count, but he had a big strikeout day, 7 of them. As you get a little look again at those strikeouts, Dallas unable to stay in the strike zone a lot of the times, deep counts, and it forced him out of the ball game as we continue in a tie affair.
And it moves to the 8th inning. Chad Qualls takes over. In 21 games, he's 1-2, 4 saves in 5 opportunities, and a 2.79 ERA.
One of those really good ground ball inducers for the Astros. Second among American League relievers in that category.
This is his first outing in this series. Faces Manny Machado, who's 1 for 3. There's ball 1 from Chad. He last pitched Friday night in the White Sox win over the Astros in the 11th, 6-3. He came in with a 3-2 lead in the 8th inning and surrendered a home run to Gordon Beckham, and the White Sox tied it. In for a strike to Machado, 1-1. In 16 of Qualls' 21 outings, there have been no runs scored. Charged to him. 2 balls, 1 strike. Luke Gregerson was warming up last night when the game ended, but Lance McCullers Jr. needed no relief. And the Astros won that one 3-1. The ball goes just foul first base side, making the count 2-2 on Machado.
You know, the Astros bats have certainly let a couple of scoring opportunities get away here this afternoon.
Well, they left runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 6th inning and left the bases loaded in the 7th. 6 total men left on base for Houston, 4 stranded for Baltimore. Young and Jones to follow. Roller goes to Carter. Takes a little bit of an erratic bounce, but he takes care of out number 1. He was moving to his left, and then he had to stop a little bit, react as the ball shifted back in the other direction.
Nothing there to trick Chris Carter.
He's been good at first base this year. Delman Young is 0 for 3. The Orioles have out-hit the Astros 6-5. Baltimore has the only error in the game. Will Harrison, 1 inning, allowed no hits, no runs, had 1 walk, no strikeouts through 25 pitches, 16 for strikes. Grounded foul. Strike to Delman Young. The Astros will have Gaddis, Carter, and Valbuena scheduled up in the bottom of the 8th. Foul ball, and it's 0-2. It's an interesting bullpen Jeff Luhnow has put together here. As you mentioned, Chad Qualls gets his share of grounders. Strong sinker is the pitch that he quite often features. Luke Gregerson has been throwing a lot of sinkers lately. He's been riding that slider for much of his career. Young strikes out. Will Harris has a very good assortment of stuff. Josh Fields with the power fastball.
See that spiral nature of that pitch from behind. Looks somewhat the same on the front side. That's the slider.
Tony Sipp from the left side has an assortment of stuff. Then you have sidewinders in righty Pat Neshek and lefty Joe Thatcher. It's an interesting mix in the bullpen. Adam Jones is 2 for 3. He scored a run. Ball 1 to him. Jones had some fun with orbit before the game today. He rips one high to left field, and Adam Jones is in his home run trot. 3-2 Baltimore as Jones belts number 7. First home run of the series for the Orioles.
Sinkers up don't tend to sink a whole lot. Watch where this pitch winds up. And they oftentimes will find that inner third of the plate. Hitter tends to find his inner power.
That's the 3rd home run allowed by Qualls this season. He's in his 20th inning. Strike 1 to Chris Davis. And Jones now with 27 runs batted in has struck a big blow for Baltimore. It's 1-1. Baltimore has 3 lefty relievers. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The Astros have been a hard team to beat in the late innings, but Baltimore, with that big swing by Jones, has just moved out in front by 1. Now 3-2.
Hey, make a pitch right here, Chad. Come on, Chad.
The Orioles have won 8 and lost 17 away from Oriole Park at Camden Yards. One ball and the shift finds Altuve waiting for it to throw him out. Jones' home run gives the Orioles a 3-2 lead. Now the Astros in the bottom of the 8th, and Gaddis, Carter, and Valbuena to the plate.
And kick off your weekends at Minute Maid Park. Every Friday night home game is followed by the best fireworks show in town, presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. The next Friday night fireworks is Friday, June 12th, when the Astros take on the Mariners. For more information, visit astros.com/fireworks or call 1-877-9-ASTROS, guys.
Thanks, Julia. Lefty closer Zach Britton is getting loose for Baltimore. The Orioles lead it 3-2. The Astros come up in the home eighth. Evan Gattis to lead it off. Gattis singled and scored in the fourth inning on a sac fly by Luis Valbuena. Chris Carter's on deck. Gattis is 1 for 3. And there's ball 1 from Darren O'Day. He came in to get 2 outs in the 7th inning, inheriting 2 runners and stranding them. Wei-Yin Chen in 6 1/3 innings allowed 5 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2 and fanned 9. Gattis looks that one over. 2-0 to Evan. Josh Fields is warming up for Houston now. Baltimore with Pierce, Snyder, and Joseph due up in the 9th. Snyder is ball 3. Tommy Hunter has pitched a couple of times in this series. Gattis takes a 4-pitch walk, leading off the home 8th inning. Second leadoff walk in as many innings. Make it 3 in 3 innings for Astros hitters. Springer drew 1 in the 6th, VR in the 7th, Gattis in the 8th. But the Astros have not been able to cash in on any of those. Chris Carter doubled in the 4th inning. He is 1 for 3. Strike to Carter, who's 0 for 4 in his career against O'Day. Next homestand we'll find Seattle and Colorado coming in. The Mariners for 3 and the Rockies for 2. Starting June 12th, as Julia mentioned, and going through June 16th. No balls, 2 strikes to Carter.
Looks like a totally different philosophy in this scenario there, with O'Day staying down with pitches. Haven't seen through the years a lot of times where a submarine type pitcher is asked to bring the ball up.
1 and 2. Fields and Luke Gregerson are now working for Houston. Brad Brock has joined Zach Britton to give the Orioles a right-hander warming up in their pen. Foul back. Carter, with 25% of his hits going for homers, is in some company in this series. Evan Gattis has 27% of his hits for homers. Luis Valbuena 30%. Chris Davis 31.6%. There is that quick strike capability for both of these clubs. Carter on appeal checked his swing with a call from Trip Gibson. 2 and 2.
Did he or didn't he? Definitely not.
Carter's down on strikes, 1 out. Second strikeout for O'Day. Now John Russell is on his way out.
There's that high pitch for the strikeout, and possible that came right up intentionally to do so.
Lefty hitting Luis Valbuena is scheduled up next. Britton's been warming up in the bullpen. We'll see how John Russell plays it with the Orioles up 3-2 in just a moment. Back and forth game. Orioles led 1-0. The Astros were up 2-1. The Orioles tied it. Then they took an Adam Jones home run to grab the lead with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Buck Showalter ejected in the 2nd. And now their closer, Zach Britton, comes in with a runner at first and 1 out in the home 8th inning to make a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Valbuena. He's 13 for 14 in saves with a 2.21 ERA. Good ground ball percentage. Valbuena's 0 for 2 with a sac fly. That came back in the 4th inning when the Astros took that 2-1 lead.
And a good throw from right field, and that play would have resulted very differently.
That's strike 1 to Valbuena. Paid attendance today, 20,219. Britton has retired the first batter 16 times in 21 tries. Foul ball makes it 0-2. Brock has been warming up in their bullpen. He may be their closer today. Hard to tell the way things are turning here in the 8th inning. Britton has not given up a run in his last 7 games. He's 8th in saves in the American League with 13. He strikes out Valbuena. He might be in for a 5-out save.
Stayed down the entire at bat and bringing it at 96.
Well, in view of the fact that he's only pitched once in this series, and that was Monday night, that might be what the Orioles are planning. Have him get the final outs here. VR is 0 for 2 with a walk. Little dribbler, third base line, stays fair, and then goes foul. Strike 1 to VR.
You're going to see that on most fields around the major leagues. The ball is spinning coming off the bat, and it wants to work its way in that direction.
The Orioles are trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. So It's understandable to place a lot of emphasis in a game like this, having achieved the lead with that top of the 8th inning home run, on getting those final 5 outs by using the closer. One ball, one strike. And Conger's on deck. Conger's had a big day with a homer and a double. In the dirt, it skips high off the catcher's gear and out in front of the plate. That's a wild pitch. Gaddis to second base.
Get a guy throwing that hard and he just jams a fastball in the dirt. Catcher, it's just kind of a prayer time right there, trying to pick it backhanded, and no results.
Caleb Joseph tried to corral it. Now we get a pinch runner, Preston Tucker. He's running for Gaddis. Representing the potential tying run. The Astros gain a little bit of speed, and he has a nice sized lead there off second. In for a strike to VR. That evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, that 3-man bench really changes things a bit, at least in this scenario. Preston Tucker, who you'd love to save his bat for a big pinch hit opportunity, is really the only viable option to send out as the pinch runner. Jason Castro, the only other man on the bench.
VR's down on strikes. In the 8th, it's no runs, no hits, and a runner stranded at second base. We move to the 9th, 3-2 Orioles.
Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Thanks, Julia. We go to the 9th inning, and Josh Fields will be pitcher number 4 for Houston. Chad Qualls in 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, had no walks, 1 strikeout. Fields in 14 games is 2-1 with a 1.38 ERA.
And you can see how effective he can be, holding the opponent hitless in 9 of the last 11 appearances. Overpowering fastball. He's got a heck of a curveball and change to go with it.
Steve Pearce comes up to lead off the 9th inning. Pearce is 1 for 3. He provided the RBI single in the 6th inning, and that tied the game 2-2. The Orioles are 22-0 and they have the lead after 8 innings. Fouled away. There's strike 1. The Astros will have Conger, Gonzalez, and Rasmus due up in the bottom of the 9th. Upstairs for a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Fields opened the season on the disabled list, made some rehab appearances in the minors for a groin injury. His first outing with the Astros was April 25th. He got a win here against the Blue Jays May 14th. Foul ball. 1-2. And last time out, things went the other way for him.
95 miles an hour, and take that, Blue.
Oh.
I get to looking at this fastball of Fields, which looks like it's absolutely alive. And then you consider Lance McCullers last night, who went 95, 96, and 97 a number of times.
He didn't lose anything from start to finish of that game. Altuve was overshifted. He can't get back, and that's a single for Pierce. Pierce is 2 for 4. Not hit well, but strategically.
A little bit of a jam shot. Like Pierce may have been trying to hit one that way.
That's hit number 8 for the Birds. Travis Snyder comes up. He's 0 for 3. Fields took the loss Friday night. He gave up a run in an inning and a third. Didn't give up a hit, but he walked a couple. He came in the 10th inning with the game tied 1-1. Strike 1 to Snyder. Fields had not allowed a run in the month of May until Friday night. Late swing makes it 0-2 on Snyder. Fields has averaged better than a strikeout per inning in the majors. He's up there in select company with Billy Wagner, Brad Lidge, Dave Smith, Todd Jones, and Joe Sambito. The only Astros with more strikeouts within their first 109 career games than Fields. Still 0-2. The Astros open in Toronto tomorrow night against the Blue Jays. Roberto Hernandez and Aaron Sanchez tomorrow night. 5:30 airtime for Astros pregame. Saturday it's a noon start, 11:30 pregame for Brett Oberholzer and Drew Hutchison. Struck him out. 1 out, and that strikeout number 9 for Astros pitching. And Sunday, Colin McHugh draws R.A. Dickey in the finale of that 3-game series.
Yeah, the Astros obviously would love to maintain their mastery over the Blue Jays after that 4-game sweep here in Houston. Be interesting to see how that finger, the blister situation, holds up for Brett Oberholzer.
Yes, it will. Caleb Joseph with strike 1. He's 0 for 3. Well, so far so good with that blister for Brett. The Astros did a number on the Blue Jays. Strike, and it's 0-2. So they swept the 4-game series with Seattle and another one with Toronto. They haven't swept 3 4-game series in one season since 2008. It's hard to do that in a 4-game set. Foul tip and a strikeout of Joseph. 2 outs.
Yeah, it's nice when you're blessed with this kind of an arm. You can just rear back and throw the heat right on through.
Ryan Flaherty walked in the 7th. He has struck out twice. Cabrera's on deck. Infield overshifted around. And there is strike 1. Steamy day out there, Ash. About 91 degrees for a high.
Yeah, the Astros would love to have their bats heat up here for the 9th inning.
They have put some traffic on the bases. They left 2 men on in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 1 more in the 8th. Check swing call goes Baltimore's way. It's 1-1. They have left 5 men in scoring position in the last 3 innings, and a total of 6 for the day stranded at either second or third. Foul back by Flaherty. It's 1-2. Well, for those who are going through the final day of school today, a chance to ponder what the summer months might bring, and they might bring a lot of Astros baseball. Now that people will be freed up from those school schedules. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We talked about Seattle and Colorado coming in the middle of the month. Then later in June, the Yankees are here for a 4-game set, followed by Kansas City. The Royals will be here for 3. In July, visits by Texas, Boston, the Angels, and Arizona. And in August, Detroit, Tampa Bay, and the Dodgers. Foul back. Some good teams coming to Minute Maid Park this summer. And then there will be those from other areas planning some vacations to see Major League Baseball. A lot of times people who don't live in major league markets like to make that a part of their plans. 3-2. Carter is being instructed by Hank Conger to back off first base, play behind the runner. He's going to try to cut into his lead a little bit by playing right behind him. And the foul ball goes out of play.
Just my impression, but it feels like one of those days where a lot of foul balls have been hit.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of fighting off the strike zone.
There have been. Going, it's a ground ball. Altuve down on a knee, juggles it, recovers, and gets him. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Bottom of the 9th coming. Can the Astros rescue another one late? 3-2 Orioles. The field. So they have David Lowe in left field, J.J. Hardy at shortstop now as the Astros come up in the bottom of the 9th inning. They'll have Conger, Gonzalez, and Rasmus due to bat against the lefty closer, Zach Britton. J.J. Hardy makes his first appearance of this series. Been out with something that sounds like it could be a mild oblique problem. Some soreness in his side. Conger has a homer and a double in 3 trips. Takes a look at ball 1. Britton came in with a runner on base in the 8th inning. He struck out Valbuena and Villar. And now he's shooting for a 5-out save. Conger looks at it. It's a strike, and it's 1-1. Lowe has replaced Snyder in left field. Two balls and a strike. Britton last year reeled off 37 saves in 41 opportunities during the regular season. He had 18 straight over one stretch from July 19th through September 4th. He has 50 saves in his career. That's 4th among the lefties in Orioles history. Grounded foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's gotten wind, Brownie, that apparently there have been 69, 70 foul balls today. 41 hit by the Orioles hitters, and I have no idea how that compares to a typical day, but it seems high to me.
70 foul balls? That does seem like a lot. In the air to right field. Delman Young measures it. 1 out. That's 3 straight retired by Britton. O'Day in 1 inning allowed no hits, no runs, had 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Marwin Gonzalez is 0 for 3. Colby Rasmus on deck. Marwin is fouled out. He's hit the ball in the air to right field and fouled out again to first base. Came into this game hitting .345 right-handed. There's strike 1.
That foul out to first base costly. That was following the Conger double. Had runners at 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out on the 7th. And the Astros failed to score.
No balls, 2 strikes to Marwin Gonzalez. Struck him out. And that's number 3 for Britton.
Guy throws hard and can change speeds, but Marwin just looked like he didn't have a chance in that at bat.
Colby Rasmus drew a walk in the 7th inning, pinch hitting for Jake Marisnick. He's 2 for 12, including a homer off Britton in his career. He bunts it hard, and Pierce is there, steps on the bag, and the Orioles have won this one. They've snapped their 5-game losing streak. Britton getting a 5-out save, and the Astros finish up a homestand with a 4-3 record. They go to 34-21. They lose a close one. The Jones homer in the 8th, snapping the 2-2 tie. 3-2 Baltimore.